Mel Gibson didn't just shake Hollywood. According to these explosive rumors, he may have accidentally ripped the curtain completely open on a machine so powerful that even the biggest celebrities stayed silent out of fear. And now, Oprah Winfrey's name is suddenly being dragged into a storm nobody expected. The same Oprah, once praised as untouchable, inspirational, almost saint-like by mainstream media, is now facing a wave of disturbing accusations, resurfaced scandals, and old connections people online are calling impossible to ignore. What started as conversations around one movie has now exploded into a much darker question. Did some of Hollywood's most powerful figures know far more than they ever admitted? Mel Gibson had reportedly been warning people for years that something deeply disturbing existed beneath Hollywood's polished image. Most people laughed him off. Others called him paranoid. But then Sound of Freedom arrived, and suddenly the internet exploded with theories, hidden clues, and accusations that the industry itself was terrified of what the film represented. According to online discussions, the movie didn't just expose trafficking fears, it exposed panic. Panic among elites, panic among executives, panic among celebrities who allegedly did not want these conversations becoming mainstream. And that's where Oprah's name started appearing more and more in discussions people say Hollywood desperately wanted buried. The rumors—
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom.
Surrounding the film became impossible to ignore because people noticed something strange almost immediately. Despite the emotional subject matter and massive audience interest, major platforms reportedly showed little enthusiasm promoting it. Netflix stayed distant, Hulu stayed quiet, Amazon reportedly avoided pushing it heavily, and critics online immediately began asking the same dangerous question. Why would Hollywood avoid a movie about protecting children unless certain people were terrified of what conversations it could trigger? That question spread like wildfire. Suddenly, social media users started connecting names, scandals, friendships, and decades-old controversies into one giant narrative. And once Oprah's history began resurfacing online, the floodgates completely burst open. People began revisiting Oprah's past relationships and public endorsements with a level of scrutiny she had never experienced before. One name kept returning over and over again: Harvey Weinstein. Critics questioned—
Get mad. You can't let it get you, because you have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken that you are going to be over at some point by people who you may have done something nice for.
Questioned why Oprah remained publicly close to Weinstein for years despite widespread whispers about his behavior circulating through Hollywood long before the scandal officially exploded. Some even claimed she encouraged actors to work with him because of the power he held in the entertainment world. To many observers online, the contradiction looked devastating. How could someone celebrated as a voice for empowerment allegedly stay connected to a man now associated with some of Hollywood's darkest scandals? And suddenly people started wondering whether the public image sold to audiences for decades had only shown one carefully managed side of the story. Then came another controversy people online refused to stop talking about: Oprah's connection to John of God. At the time, he was introduced to millions as a spiritual healer, almost mystical in presentation. Audiences trusted him because Oprah trusted him. That was the power she carried. But years later, when horrifying allegations and criminal charges surfaced against him, critics went back to those old interviews with absolute disbelief. They asked how someone with Oprah's influence could allegedly platform a figure who would later become associated with such disturbing accusations. And for conspiracy-driven corners of the internet, this wasn't just a mistake anymore. They believed it was becoming a pattern. The deeper people looked, the darker the conversation.
Sound of Freedom is smashing it at the box office and is being attacked continually by the mainstream.
Why are you doing it? Because God's children are not for sale.
It appears that there's a cultural thirst for a film that presents an issue that you might imagine all people would agree on is worthy of attention. The trafficking of appears to be more pervasive than people have previously thought and are willing to discuss. And it seems that American audiences have a real appetite to see this story told. And when something like this emerges that's entrepreneurial and perhaps Christian, which is one way of looking at reality, I know a lot of you guys are Christian and I love Jesus Christ, people attack it saying, oh, it's to do with QAnon. Well, I don't know, man. It seems like that's a little bit of a stretch.
Became old footage resurfaced, interviews resurfaced, connections resurfaced. Suddenly every photograph, every friendship, every public appearance became fuel for theories spreading across social media at lightning speed. Some users even claimed Hollywood operated like an untouchable private club protecting its own members while destroying outsiders who questioned it. Oprah's name appearing beside powerful billionaires and elite celebrities only intensified the suspicions. And when people started revisiting her close public interactions with controversial figures, the internet went into full investigative mode. But things became even more explosive once attention shifted toward Oprah's Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa. Originally presented as a dream project meant to uplift vulnerable young girls, the academy later became surrounded by disturbing headlines involving allegations against dormitory staff. The media storm that followed was brutal. Critics claimed the scandal shattered the image of absolute safety the school was supposed to represent. Oprah herself appeared devastated publicly, but online commentators argued that serious questions still remained unanswered. Why were there allegedly attempts to keep information quiet at first? Why did lawsuits emerge afterward? And why did the entire situation feel, to critics, like another powerful institution suddenly scrambling behind closed doors? What truly pushed the internet into overdrive were the rumors that came afterward. Social media users started spreading claims that girls had allegedly gone missing connected to the academy, though no verified evidence ever fully confirmed those rumors. But in today's internet culture, silence itself becomes suspicious. The fact Oprah's team reportedly never directly addressed certain viral allegations only fueled even more speculation. Suddenly, the school became part of a much larger online theory involving trafficking fears, elite secrecy, and Hollywood influence. Whether true or exaggerated, the damage to public perception had already begun spiraling, and people started linking everything back to Mel Gibson's warnings about hidden systems operating behind glamorous public images. The timing made everything feel even more unsettling. Conversations around child trafficking globally were intensifying. South Africa itself was facing growing concerns regarding kidnappings and trafficking reports. Social media users began connecting unrelated events together into massive conspiracies involving celebrities, media power, and global elite networks. Every headline became another clue. Every unanswered question became evidence. And Oprah, once nearly untouchable in public reputation, suddenly found herself directly in the center of one of the internet's most aggressive rumor storms. As more people revisited old footage, one thing became impossible to ignore. Oprah spent decades building an image that felt almost untouchable. She wasn't just a celebrity. She became a symbol of morality, inspiration, healing, empowerment. That's why the backlash became so explosive once critics started questioning her judgment, her relationships, and the people she publicly elevated. To supporters, these accusations are reckless conspiracy theories spiraling out of control. But to critics online, the pattern feels too repetitive to dismiss. They argue that powerful media figures repeatedly gave platforms, protection, or credibility to controversial individuals who later became connected to shocking scandals. And because Oprah's influence was so massive, every past association now carries 10 times the weight. The internet especially exploded over discussions involving celebrity parties and elite social circles. Rumors surrounding Sean Diddy Combs already had social media in chaos, but once Oprah's name began appearing in those conversations, the speculation intensified beyond control. Online users claimed Hollywood elites move within the same private circles where influence, money, politics, religion, entertainment, and business all collide behind closed doors. Suddenly, old event photos, award show interactions, and public praise clips were dissected frame by frame like crime evidence. And people began asking an uncomfortable question: how many celebrities knew things ordinary people never did? The conversation around T.D. Jakes added another shocking layer because critics online argued it blurred the line between spiritual leadership and celebrity power culture. People questioned why respected religious figures appeared connected to controversial entertainment environments. Some defended those relationships as simple business networking or public appearances. Others saw something darker. The internet became flooded with arguments, theories, accusations, and emotional reactions from people convinced that massive influence networks existed quietly behind public-facing brands. What once looked like harmless celebrity friendships suddenly became evidence in the eyes of conspiracy-driven audiences desperate to expose hidden systems. And through all of this, Mel Gibson remained the ghost haunting the conversation. Because people kept returning to the same terrifying possibility, what if he was warning everyone years ago and nobody listened? His interviews suddenly felt less like random Hollywood complaints and more like coded confessions from someone who allegedly saw disturbing behavior operating behind the scenes. When he described Hollywood as a strange town where everyone acts unnaturally and hidden truths slowly reveal themselves over time, audiences online interpreted it as confirmation that the entertainment industry may be hiding far darker realities beneath its glamorous surface. The Sound of Freedom controversy only intensified those suspicions. Supporters of the film claimed the industry's cold reaction proved powerful people wanted certain conversations suppressed. They argued that if the movie had focused on safer, less uncomfortable subjects, Hollywood would have celebrated it non-stop. Instead, they claimed it was quietly sidelined because the topic itself threatened influential interests. Whether true or exaggerated, the narrative exploded across social media because distrust towards celebrity culture was already reaching historic levels. People no longer viewed Hollywood as harmless entertainment. Increasingly, they viewed it as a machine capable of manipulating narratives, protecting insiders, and destroying anyone who challenged the system publicly. That's